Hey, yo, what the fuck is this, bro? I am not happy to announce that I will not... Yo, I am not happy to announce that I will not join Goldman Sachs as an intern this summer. However, I still want to send a big thank you to my family and friends who have supported me and trusted me, yada, yada, yada. Shut the fuck up. Back to building quant models again. Hashtag Hashtag will return stronger next year. Hashtag Goldman Sachs. That's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of funny. Yo, this girl wanted to be an investment banker in 5th grade. Oh, this fucking guy. Thrilled to announce that I have landed a coffee with someone who spent 30 consecutive years between the trading floors of JP Morgan and BNP Paribas. He spotted me from 50 meters away in a crowd. I don't know what that says about me. 1 hour, 30 years of experience. The kind you can't Google or read about in textbooks. His advice so tailored it felt less like a conversation and more like I'm being read. He has time for the right conversation. His inbox is open. Use it before he comes to his senses. Yo, this motherfucker is definitely taking the dinner with Jay-Z every time. Every time. I think that's actually the perfect way to describe how people post on LinkedIn. Every post has to be grandiose. You know, it has to show that you're valuable as a human, more valuable than John at UCLA or William at the University of Michigan. It's a self-jerking ritual in which you never really achieve climax. You're always edging, never quite getting to the point where you bust. Always having to prove your worth. I've somehow connected posting on LinkedIn to edging. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. I've often described LinkedIn as the gross epitome of social media. It has been reinforced time and time again that apps like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter are toxic for us. We see pictures and videos of people going to places we've never been, flexing expensive objects we don't have, and overall just doing this life thing a lot better than us. As we know, because these things have been around for so long, most of that stuff is just a highlight reel, right? You don't know what people are actually going through and how they live their lives. In a sense, social media is all fake. It's fictitious, it's fraudulent, and LinkedIn is the king of that shit. So the thing about these social media apps is that it does give a little bit of wiggle room to express yourself in a non-favorable light in some instances, but on LinkedIn, the context could not be more opposite. I think the pattern I've seen on LinkedIn is that if you talk about anything negative going on in your life or any negative experience, you need to tie that back to how that bettered you as a person, how that made you a stronger employee, and overall like what you learned from it, right? You need to tie it back to a lesson, like it's a story. It just feels very unnatural. Being on LinkedIn feels like you and everyone else are in a perpetual job interview for jobs that don't fucking exist. And you know, I know why it's like that. Recruiters and employers are on there and you don't want to make yourself seem like a fool. It's all in an effort to build your network. Honestly, LinkedIn is a great tool paired with Rocket Reach so you can guess people's corporate emails. I have scheduled multiple coffee chats, which have led to first round and final round interviews because of the pressure that people are faced with creating a LinkedIn profile, right? Everybody has to create a LinkedIn profile. And so everybody does have one, and it makes finding people a lot easier. It's kind of good that you can cyberstalk people with so much ease and find out where they work or where they go to school, because you can send cold emails with ease. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the trade-off of sacrificing your data and privacy to our corporate overlords, or really anyone else in the world, is balanced by being able to send an email. GG's, bro. We are getting AI constructs made of ourselves as we speak. And the reason I'm specifying emails so much is because that's what you should be doing, what you should be sending if you really want to connect with someone. You know, through my experience and some of my other friends' experience, there's a much higher probability of getting an email response from somebody's corporate email than getting a response through their LinkedIn messages, because why the fuck would they be checking LinkedIn? And that's the paradox. And excuse me for performing the cardinal sin of generalization, but the people that don't have jobs are on LinkedIn, but the people that do have jobs are not on LinkedIn. So what does this culminate to? What does this lead to? It's a bunch of low quality LinkedIn connections. You know, I don't mean low quality because they can't offer you opportunities. I mean low quality because you don't fucking know them. Like who are these people in my queue? Who are these people? To like put it into perspective and illustrate my point, let's say that the average college student has 500 plus LinkedIn connections. Like how many of them do you think they actually know and actually talk to or have seen before? And this does happen on Instagram and Facebook too, but the context is different. You might follow someone for entertainment purposes or because you want to be friends with benefits, situationship, get into it. In my mind, there's less pressure on those platforms, right? The context is different, but on LinkedIn, the context is for professionalism. You treat LinkedIn connections like how you treat coworkers, But it's one step removed from that because you've never seen these people. Who the fuck is Isaac Gardner? Fucking Chad though, he's walking me through the profile picture. Fuck. Essentially what I'm saying is like pretty common knowledge. It's that LinkedIn connections are a quantity over quality game, right? You can expand your network and you can get a lot of different connections, but the ties between those connections won't be very strong. I actually think the low quality connections are more toxic than you think because you end up in this day and age, there are no jobs. Take off your clothes. It is notoriously hard to land an entry-level job these days. And I talk about some of the reasons why in this video. If you want to check it out, just if you want to check it out though. If you want to check it out, you should though. If you want to. However, when you see your network that you barely know posting about their job offers and internship offers, it can make you feel like you're not doing enough, even if you are. I mean, I can also see the argument that this serves as a wake-up call for people to get their shit together. But more often than not, I think people are just fucking up their mindsets, their Sigma male grind sets. Their ambition to profit and be out of pocket. Stop it. Fuck it. Get down and drop it. Rhyming cause I want to, not cause I've lost it. Hold up. Wait. Let me create. I'm getting off task. I need to get back on page. Who is this nigga? Who is this nigga? Welcome back, Tupac. Welcome back, Tupac. I was saying what? Like a fucked up mindset. That's what I was talking about. Fucked up mindset. You pair that with constant auto rejection emails and ghosting from recruiters, and you get the recipe for a burnout cake. Also, side note, I think that Gen Z is going through a bit of an idiosyncratic burnout, and I have a theory about what the effects of that could be, but that's a video for another day. Everybody's probably got that experience where they're scrolling on LinkedIn and they low-key feel envious. Like that's why I tell people who are like looking for jobs or looking for an opportunity just not to read the LinkedIn post, because it's just never been good for anyone. Just get on LinkedIn, contact who you want to contact, apply for what you want to apply for. Good luck with that, by the way, and get out. So if the connections are shit and the posts are shit and your job application is treated like shit, what is the point of the platform? Admittedly, it is still pretty useful, and I've already kind of spoken on that before, but what LinkedIn does is that it centralizes everyone in a professional context, and that's useful. Now, I'm not saying that you should do this, but you can use AI to find the people who are most likely to respond to you about a certain position. It maybe, allegedly, really increases the efficiency of your networking hunts and subsequent job hunts. Of course, I have a LinkedIn account myself that I'm probably never gonna update again or post on again, because every time I did do it, I winced. It was so fucking cringe. You know, what LinkedIn taught me, and maybe like Future probably says some shit like this, is that nobody is bigger than the program. Not even high schoolers, because they're on that shit for some reason. Unfortunately, you gotta play the game just a little bit if you wanna get ahead. Sometimes you gotta one-up people and make a post about how you wanted to be an investment banker in 5th grade. It's all to stand out. Also, on the other side of things, what employer is making a hiring decision off of a LinkedIn post? Outside of it like being, you know, like racist or something, who's making hiring decisions based off that? Unless you're showing off a really cool project on LinkedIn, we all genuinely know how performative LinkedIn posts are. Like, are people being selected based on how good their LinkedIn posts are? I don't buy that. I don't see it being like a reality. I don't know, could be wrong though. All right, like the video, watch more of my videos, consume.